All right, this is a video for the Chapter 9 review, and I hope, I'm worried that I have the wrong review packet, but I hope it's the same as the one I sent you. If not, the problems will be basically the same idea how to do them. I'm pretty sure it's the same, but I noticed that it looked a little different than the one I sent you. So the first problem here says John Sims is shopping for a new sport utility vehicle. A portion of the sticker for an SUV is shown below. What is the sticker price? So on this, all we're going to do is, and I have several of these formulas that you should have. Sticker price is the base price plus the options plus the destination charge. So we're going to use that. So we got the base price, the options, or these two things here, and that's probably just part of it. And then the destination charge. All we're going to do is add all those things up. So if I grab my calculator, 28,150 plus 900 plus 630 plus 699 destination charge, and we end up with 30,379, and that's answer B. I'm not going to do all these. I'm going to do some of them. Like the second one is basically the same thing, so I'm not going to do it, and I'll skip through, because if I tried to do them all, this video would be too long. Again, there's 56 problems on here. I don't want you to try to do all 56. I just want you to make sure that you understand them for your test later this week. We skip down. Mike Shepard purchased a new sedan. He paid $28,905.50 for the car's base price and $164 destination charge. The car's options, a sunroof and air conditioning, cost $3,609. What is the sticker price? Same idea there. You're just going to add up all those numbers. They just didn't give them to you in a chart. So if I grab my calculator and I punch in 28,905.5 plus $164 for the destination charge, plus, or no, one for destination. The car's options were $3,609. Add all those up, and I end up with $32,678.50, which is D. Number 4 looks like it's basically the same thing as number 3, so you could do it same thing. You're just adding up all those numbers, and again, you're just using that formula. Sticker price equals base price plus options plus destination charge. And I hope when you're doing this test that a lot of you remember that Ebersol's not there looking over your shoulder. So I would highly suggest that you're using your book and whatever else that you can use, these notes, whatever, to help you on the test. Looks like 5, 6, and 7 are sort of the same kind of problem. So I'm going to do I'll do number 6 and then maybe number 7 also. Says car dealer Lisa Kovach paid 82% of the car's options, totaling $3,098. She paid 85% of the base price, which is that number. Destination charge of $890. What's the dealer's cost? So again, we're figuring out what the dealer actually pays, and that's using this formula. If I can get it all on there. It's dealer's cost equals the percent of the base price plus the percent of the options plus the destination charge. Remember, on this, you're going to take the percentage times the base price, and here you take the percentage times the options. So that's what we're going to do on this one, number 6. So it says 82% of that, so 0.82 times 3,098 plus 85%, so 0.85 times the base price, which is 15,480, plus the destination charge, which is $890. Remember, the destination charge, they're going to pay it, but then they're going to charge you right back when you buy the car for that destination charge. If you have all that, you can just punch all that right into your calculator just the way it is there. So I'm going to hit clear. 0.82 times 3098 plus 0.85 times 15,480 plus 890, and I end up with $16,588.36. And that's letter B right here. Number 7, same kind of problem it looks like. So I'm going to take it, and I'm actually just going to punch it all into my calculator instead of writing it down. It says car dealer, a car, Sin pays 89% for a car that has a base price of 23. So I'm going to put in 0.89 times the base price, which is 23,998 plus 87%, so 0.87 times the options, which is 3,425, and $460 destination charge. So plus 460, hit equals, and it tells me $24,797.97, which is letter D. Number 8 says Terry Davis is planning to buy a new car. While on the internet, she learned that the car has a base price of $16,007, options of $2,334, and a $500 destination charge. She read on Consumer's website that the dealer's cost for the car is about 94% of the base price, 89% of the options. What should Davis estimate the dealer's cost at? Same idea here. You're going to just put that stuff in your calculator. I'll write it out here. So the base price was that, and it said dealer's cost is about 94% of the base price, so 0.94 times 16,007 plus the options. The dealer had to pay 89% of the option, so 0.89 times 2,334 plus the destination charge, and I'm just going to punch all that right into my calculator. It's the same kind of problem. And I end up with 17,623.84, and that's letter A. All right, on number 9 says Mr. Lee researched the dealer's cost of a new car that he wanted to purchase. He found the dealer's base cost was $23,450.50. So that's the dealer's cost. It's sort of backwards from what we've been doing. They've been giving you the sticker price or the base price, but this is the actual dealer's cost. And the cost for the options were $2,300.75, and the destination charge was $650. So this one we sort of got to do backwards. Instead of taking 84% of this or whatever the percentage is of each of these, they're telling us the cost, and what we're going to have to do is you have to take each one of those, and instead of multiplying it by the percentage, you're going to divide it by the percentage to find the sticker, what's going to actually be on the sticker. So for this, if the percent of the dealer's cost is 84% and the percent of the dealer's cost of the options is 88%, so this is 8. So we're going to divide this one by 84.84, and we're going to divide this one by 0.88. If I could take my calculator and I do that, 23450.50 divided by 0.84, our number should get bigger, and we come up with $27,917, and we're going to round that off to 26 cents. So this is the base price. Notice that what the dealer paid is lower than that. We do the same thing on this next part. So we get 2300.75 divided by 0.88, and we get $2,614.49. And all we're going to do is we're going to add those two plus the $650, because that's what they're going to charge us for the destination, and that's going to give us the sticker price. So we just had to sort of work it backwards, and we knew what the dealer was paying for the car. We had to figure out what they were actually going to put on the sticker price. So we add those three up. $27,917.2, forgot my point, 0.26 plus 2614.49 plus 650, and I end up with $31,181.75. That's what's going to be on the sticker. So letter C. Next one, number 10, says a two-door sedan sticker shows a base price of $12,130 with options totaling $2,623 and a $515 destination charge. Consumer Reports shows that the dealer cost is about 93% of the base price and 97% of the dealer's or of the options. What is the dealer's cost? That one's the same idea as number 7 and number 8 up here, so I'm going to skip over it. You can try it. Number 11. Paula Brock wants to purchase a 4-year-old V6 sedan 4-door, which is advertised for $11,925. The car has no air conditioning, no power seats. It has been driven 49,000 miles. The used vehicle guide does not indicate any adjustments for the car's mileage. What is the average retail price of this vehicle? So on this one, we're going to use this equation that I gave you. Average retail price equals the average retail value plus the additional options minus the options for certain deductions, and then it says minus the mileage deduction, but on this one they said that there is no mileage deduction, so we're going to leave that part off. So 4-door sedan, says the average retail value is $11,925. This one didn't have air conditioning, so we're going to subtract off $800. Then we look at the other stuff, see what else it has. The car has no air conditioning and no power seats, so it doesn't have power seats. So we subtract off another $150. It has 49,000 miles. It's 4-door. The used vehicle does not indicate any adjustments for mileage. What is the average retail price? So all this other stuff that normally we would add on, it doesn't say that it has that. So we're not going to add it on. So we're just going to do this minus those two. So 11,925 minus 800 minus 150, and we get 10,975, which is letter D right here. So don't add on any of this stuff unless they, tell you it has it. Number 12, Eddie O'Neill found a car advertised at a local used car dealership for $34,000. The car is clean and in good condition. Its average retail value is $33,400. It has air conditioning valued at $840, leather seats at $200, but it does not include a CD player, which is a value of $100. So we're going to subtract that off. The used vehicle guide indicates that $1,450 should be deducted for excessive mileage, so we're going to subtract that off. So down here at the bottom, I'm just going to write in the stuff. 34,000. Oh, I'm sorry, not 34,000. That's what they're selling the car for. 33,400. It has air conditioning, so we're going to add that on. Valued at $840. Leather seats, that's another $200 added on. Does not have a CD player, so we're going to subtract that off. And it says to subtract off $1,450 for the high mileage, excessive mileage, and we want to figure that out. And I just realized that part of these answers are on the next page, so we just plug that into our calculator. 33,400 plus 840 plus 200 minus 100 minus 1450. So I've just typed all that in. Hit equals. Tells us $32,890. And it says, what is the average retail price of a vehicle? Well, that's letter A. Number 13, sort of the same kind of problem. So I'm going to skip over it. Number 15, 14 and 15, and 16 and 17 all use this same chart, so I'll do a couple of them and leave the others for you. 15. Ivan's insurance policy includes 500, 100 bodily injury limits and $50,000 property damage. So if we look up here, 500, or I'm sorry, 50, 100, not 500. 50, 100 bodily injury, that comes from this part of the chart. And $50,000, that's right there. So the annual liability is $344. On this, we're using this equation. The annual base premium, remember, is the liability plus the collision plus the comprehensive, and that's just the base. Then to get annual premium, you take that answer and you times it by the driver rating if they happen to give you that. Her vehicle is age group B and insurance rating group 13. So we go down here and we go to B and go over to 13. So it's going to be $284 for collision, plus B and 13 over here, $107 for comprehensive. Says Miller's. I'm not sure where they, looks like they messed the names up in this. So they've messed the names up on this one, which really doesn't matter. We'll still find the answer. But it's got Miller's and Ivan here, and called him a female up here, and I'm guessing Ivan's supposed to be a male's name, but that doesn't matter. So we add all those together. 344 plus 284 plus 107, and we end up with 735. That's their base premium. They want the annual premium, so we got to take that 735 and times it by their driver rating, which is 2.2. So we're just going to take 735 times 2.2, and we end up with $1,617, which is letter D. Jump over here, I'm going to do 16. Says Clive is the principal operator of his vehicle. His driver rating factor is 2.8. His car is in D11, so we have to remember that D11. We're going to have to look back at that chart. The coverage he wants is 50-100 bodily injury and 100,000 for property damage. He also would like to have $50 deductible for both comprehensive and collision, which is just telling you that you're using that chart there because that's all it has. What is the annual? This time they want the base premium, so they don't want this one says just base, so we really don't need his driver rating here, and we'll see if it works out right. So if I look back at this chart and we look at D11 for collision, he's going to pay $222, D11, and for comprehensive he's going to pay $73. So 222 plus 73, plus he wanted 50-100 bodily injury and $100,000 property damage. So 50-100 and 100,000, that's 357 for his liability. I add those three up. 222 plus 73 plus 357, and I get 652. And I notice on this that 652 is not one of the answers, and I'm guessing it's because when I typed it up I messed up. Instead of base, we probably want just, we want to get rid of that base there. We just want the annual premium. So if we take that 652 and we times it by 2.8, that's going to give us his annual premium. So times 2.8, and I end up with $1,825.60. and that's letter D there. So I just typed it up wrong. That's where it says base there, and I think it might be the same thing here. Probably want to get rid of that base word right there. Number 18, Molly Pierce's annual base premium is $1,175.80 and her driver rating is 1.5. What is her annual premium? All you're going to do there, you're just going to multiply those two things. They've already did all the adding for you, so you're just going to multiply those two to get your answer. Right, on 19 says William bought a used car for $6,500 2 years ago. He spent $1,299 for gas, $160 for oil changes, $209 for maintenance, and $200 for new tires. He paid $657 in insurance, $158 for registration and license. He calculates that the car has depreciated about $2,100. So if the car's depreciated $2,100, that means it's worth about $4,400 now, and that's what they tell you down here. He drove the car 16,789 miles. I'm just writing down a couple of these numbers. What is the cost per mile for William to operate and maintain his vehicle? So all we're going to do, and this is using this cost per mile, annual variable cost, annual fixed cost, divided by the number of miles. So we're going to add all those up and divide by the number of miles. Notice the depreciation is purchase price minus today's price divided by the number of years. So we could figure out the depreciation, but we don't need to. So on this, I'm going to add up all this stuff that he paid for. So if I do this, he spent $12.99 for gas, plus $160 for oil changes, plus $209 for maintenance. Those are all variable cost, plus the $200 for tires. That's a variable cost, but it's all getting added into the same thing. So it doesn't matter if it's variable or if it's annual. Then he paid $657 for insurance. So we add that on. $158 for his registration and license. And that looks like that's all we're adding on. So I add all that up and I get that he spent on the car over those 2 years $2,683. And what we're going to do with that, the car depreciated $2,100, so we're going to add that on to that. So we end up with $4,783. That's how much the value of the car, or how much money he's got into the car now. And we're going to divide that by 16,789. So if I take my calculator and I take 4,783 divided by 16,789, I end up with about 0.28, which is letter B. Next one says, for the past 2 years, Linda has recorded her operation costs of her car. Her total is $1,600 for fixed and $2,134 for variable. She has driven the car 14,000. All you're going to do is you're going to add up those two numbers and divide it by the 14,000, and that'll tell you the cost per mile. Same idea on these next two. So I'm going to skip over them. Next one, Paul Kim estimates that he will drive his car 10,000 miles during the year and will have $3,460 in annual fixed cost. He projects that it cost per mile is 0.54 or less for his truck. What is the maximum annual variable cost? So all we're going to do on that is we're going to use this formula: cost per mile, annual variable cost plus annual fixed cost divided by the number of miles. And I'm just going to plug in. He's saying that the cost per mile is 0.54, so we're just going to use that. It says or less, so we're going to use that. He's going to drive it 10,000 miles, so that goes on bottom. And then on top says his annual fixed cost were $3,460, and we don't know the variable cost, so that's what we're trying to find, is the annual variable cost, the maximum, and that's going to be our variable. So I'm just going to let that be X, and that's our formula there. All you're going to do with this is you're going to multiply both sides by 10,000. So if you grab your calculator and you divide, or I'm sorry, not divide, you multiply both sides by 10,000. You take 0.54 and you times by 10,000. You end up with 5,400. And that still equals, these over here cancel out, equals X plus 3460. Then you're just going to subtract that 3460 on both sides to figure out what the maximum variable cost that he can have is. All right, several of these look the same, so I'm going to skip 24 and I'll do 25. On 25 says, Jennifer leased a new car. She pays $300 per month for 48 months. She paid a $78 title fee, $110 license fee, and a $5,000 deposit. What is the total lease cost? On that, we're going to use this formula. Total lease cost equals number of payments times the amount of each payment plus the deposit plus the title fee plus the license fee. So we're just going to do all that on here. So we're going to take 300 times 48 plus the title fee was $78, the license fee was $110, plus the deposit, which was $5,000. We're going to just punch all that into our calculator. We could punch it all in just like it is right there. So 300 times 48 plus 78 plus 110 plus 5,000. And I end up with 19,588, which is letter C. These are basically the same thing. You're just using that formula to find those. Same thing. Number 29 says, Mr. Castro there rented a car for 4 days, $45 per day, and drove it 600 miles at 22 cents per mile. He spent $50 for gas and purchased the collision waiver for $12 per day. What is the total cost of renting the car? So what we're going to do there is 4 times 45 plus the 600 times 0.22. That's how much it costs per mile, plus $50 that he spent in gas, plus 4 days times the insurance, collision waiver. And all we're going to do is we can plug all that right into our calculator just that way. So 4 times 45 plus 600 plus, oops, not plus, 600 times 0.22 plus 50 plus 4 times 12, and I end up with 410, and that's letter D. 30 looks the same. 31, 32 look the same. Same ideas. So you're just figuring out what that cost is total for renting that car by adding up everything, and some of it you have to do the multiplication. $33, and extra equipment the extra equipment you might add on when you buy a new car, including sound systems, air conditioning, tinted glass, and and that's options. Sorry, can't see it. That's the options. The formula to figure blank is the percent of the base price plus the percent of the options price plus the destination's charge. That's the dealer's cost. National Automobile Dealers Association publishes a monthly blank which gives the average price for used vehicles. And we actually use the Kelly Blue Book. We didn't use this one, but it's same thing. It's just a used vehicle guide. Blank insurance provides financial. Remember, there's 3 different kinds of insurance. You got liability, you got collision, you got comprehensive. You got to know the difference between the 3. Blank insurance provides financial protection to the policyholder against claims for bodily injury and property damage as a result of a car accident. That's the liability part. Blank insurance pays for damage to the insured vehicle caused by a crash with another car or an object like a tree or a telephone pole. That's the collision part of the insurance. Blank insurance pays for damage to the insured vehicle from losses due to vandalism, theft, and fire. That's comprehensive. $39, a blank requires the injured to pay a certain amount to cover repairs. The insured to pay a certain amount to cover repairs before the insurance company pays. That's a deductible clause. That's your deduction, or your deductible. And it's called a deductible clause. The amount you pay each year for your automobile insurance coverage is called the premium. When you blank a vehicle, you do not own the vehicle, but you do make monthly payments to the car dealer, the bank, or another company for the set period. That's when you lease a car. When you blank a vehicle, you often pay a daily rate plus a per mile rate. That's when you rent a car. Match the following terms with the description, also known as MSRP. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price or the sticker price. Includes insurance, registration fees, loan, interest. I'm sorry, that's not the sticker price, that's the base price. That's B. Includes insurance, registration fees, loan, interest, and depreciation. That's fixed cost. The decrease in the value of your vehicle from 1 year to the next. That's F, that's depreciation. Required by law to be displayed on a new vehicle's window. That's going to be the sticker price. Increases as the number of miles driven increase. Those are your variable cost. These are some of them are sort of silly because they should give a better description. A contract allowing you to use a car for a set period of time. It's a lease, but we look over here. And remember, a closed lease is you use the car and then you give it back to them. So that's the one we're going to go with there. Allows you to buy the car at the end of the lease period. That was the open lease. So that's H. And then 50. 50 says the cost of shipping a vehicle from the factory to the dealer. That's C, that's the destination charge. 51 through 56, I'm going to let you try on your own. It's just same thing, only they didn't give you the multiple choice stuff. So use this. Hopefully that'll help you with the review. And be ready for your test.